Hi, I'm doing a head-to-head today of Swish and Haze. Probably the most well-known and popular double IPAs from the respective breweries, Bissell Brothers and Treehouse, and two of my favorite hazy beer brewers. So the Haze is exactly a month old. This is 6 days older, so I figured it's pretty fair. And then this is 8.2. This is 8. I'm pretty sure there's Citra, maybe Mosaic going on in Haze. They don't really tell you. I know that in the very old days they used to kind of switch up the hop varieties, what they would use in this, but they've never really revealed it. I know this one is Citra and Mosaic. Forward, I've had both of these batches, but not in quite a while. And the reason I didn't do a blind tasting is because I just think that Treehouse is just so unique, their yeasts, that it's like I would definitely be able to tell in a blind tasting. Maybe not. Maybe in the future I should try it and see if I can humble myself like I did when I compared this to Flume Squared and got it totally wrong. But I guess I'll start with the Treehouse. So this is the one that's exactly a month old, sitting in my fridge, and the Haze is still sticking around pretty well. I noticed that once my batch of Julius got past a month old, it started clearing up quite a bit. That is not clear. That is still damn near opaque, and head's looking good. Yeah, and the Swish I have not had much either lately, and that is looking quite hazy too. And they look extremely similar. Maybe the Swish is just a tad darker. Or maybe a tad hazier. No, maybe darker. They're both pretty darn hazy. Both have a very nice head. Let's see, is the Swish taking the cake? No, I guess not. Very, very, very similar looking beers. But this is kind of the standard for your hazy double IPA. People want it to look like this. And it's really nice when you get a nice head on top of there that doesn't go away really quickly. So I'll start with, I guess, this one. Let me switch this up. No, I'll keep it here. Let's get things confused. So here's the Swish. The Mosaic is throwing so much peach. It smells very nice. Yeah, it's not as citra forward maybe as Haze is. And there's definitely a little bit of a dank quality happening. And when you really inhale, it does smell like a juicy tropical fruit puree. Very, very nice. Maybe a little bit of a spicy dankness that isn't in the Treehouse. Let's see. Yeah, their yeast just makes everything so creamsically smelling and has that slight damn near banana, but not quite Belgian or Hefeweizen yeast banana. Yeah, that's what makes Treehouse so noticeable. And the fruitiness, it's a different kind of tropical. And I don't think there's Mosaic and Haze, at least not this batch. It doesn't have that peachy quality. They mention fresh peach on here, but it's not the peach that I get from Mosaic. Yeah, there's always some kind of creamsicle quality that's happening in Treehouse. Ooh. And the Swish packs a punch. A little bit spicy, some earthiness, some definite bitterness in there happening. I think that's probably what's going to set it apart from Haze. And the Haze is just much softer, a little bit lighter on the palate, not as spicy, not as bitter, but very nice. Yeah, I would definitely be able to tell the difference in a blind tasting for sure. And a lot of people talk about Treehouse being super thick and soft, and I guess it's soft, but it is, their beers are just a little bit more fluffy. The way it kind of floats on the tongue is nice. Well, this batch of Haze I'm really liking. It's not too sweet, because some of the Treehouse beers are really sweet, and just too much sweetness, too much candy flavors. whereas this one actually does hit you with hot bitterness and some dankness. Like, I wonder if they do more after fermentation hopping for Swish. Like, I would call this your dank juice bomb, like the intense thing you want. Which is interesting because when I compare this to Battery Steel's Flume Squared, this was the lighter, more drinkable one, which is a little odd. But now it's the Treehouse is definitely the lighter, more drinkable one, and that's Treehouse's whole thing, basically. Yeah, I guess the one thing is that if you do a blind tasting, you'd be like, I would think that this one is higher ABV. It's got more body, it's got more oomph. I wonder about the booziness, though. Can you notice the booze in this? Yeah, when you get a big inhale, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of that. Sometimes dankness can almost enhance booziness, I feel like, or your perception of booziness. Yeah, I'm not getting quite as much in the Treehouse, but sometimes with the really yeasty, flavor-forward Treehouse beers, I get these like cleaning products, phenolic, medicinal things that are just a little too much. But this batch of Haze is really, really good. I think I did a review just of this a couple weeks ago. And the question is also, should I blend them? Well, Treehouse yeasts blend nicely. I like to actually blend a lot of hazy IPAs. But now it's just there's a huge amount of flavor happening on my tongue. It's kind of taxing my palate drinking these two. And I really can't choose a favorite. I'm surprised that the bitterness is substantial on my tongue right now too. It really depends on your mood, I guess. It would be interesting to do a blind tasting of people who aren't that ultra familiar with Bissell and Treehouse, but like them, but aren't like obsessive tasting people like me. And I wonder if in a blind tasting, I think the Swish would win because it's just a little bit more intense on the fruitiness and thicker, and just gives you that pop in your mouth. But you wouldn't necessarily want to drink a full 4-pack of this a night. I know people who have, and I'm sure many people do, but this goes down a little more easily. And the head of the Haze is a little more bubbly and soapy. The bubbles have kind of subdued. I think it's because the carbonation in Treehouse is also just perfect. Like, that's why we have these bubbles forming. I'm seeing a little swirl in the center. Here it's pretty good, but in Bissell Brothers, they do very, very good quality packaging of their beer. The substance batch that I got was fantastic, but it's a little bit hard to beat Treehouse because they really know how to package, make the feel and the carbonation, everything good, that leads to the head being good and all that. But I'm rambling. I don't really know how to conclude this. They're both really good beers. Maybe I'll just do this. That can overflow. See what the blend is like. So I poured the Swish on top, so it might be a little more swishy. But wow, look at that! That is just a beautiful, beautiful beer right there. And I don't really understand people who would say this is a bad pour, because the head adds to the look. It tells you the quality of the beer. It tells you if you see something like this, it's gonna be soft. It's gonna feel great on the palate. It's the kind of beer where people think of, the brewers are thinking about every single aspect of the beer. And getting that creamy head in there. It's like a tropical smoothie with a lot of like bitter grapefruit thrown in there. That blend is amazing. That probably beats it. Let's blend together. That's almost like close to a 5 beer right there. Yeah, so try blending your Treehouses with other beers. It might seem like sacrilege, but it might be really good. All right, I'm done. Goodbye.